Hello again. I wonder if viewers remember the lengths to which the authorities in Britain went in 2020 and 2021 to make everybody stay indoors and avoid going out and getting fresh air, exercise and sunshine. It was an extraordinary time. In Wales, the police began fining people who had come to climb mountains or walk in the Snowdonia National Park. 2 young women walking on moorland were fined on the grounds that their cups of coffee constituted a picnic, which was illegal. Park benches were taped over to prevent folks sitting on them and soaking up the sun. The swings in children's playgrounds were chained up, and the official message was to stay home in order to protect the NHS and save lives. Even the car parks in Epping Forest, near my home, were barricaded in case people wanted to go for a walk in the forest. When I say barricaded, they put bloody great concrete blocks there like tank traps to prevent any cars getting into the car park. I found this at the time utterly mad and incomprehensible, and I still do. What possible reason could anybody have had for discouraging people from getting fresh air, exercise and sunshine during an epidemic of a respiratory disease? These things are the best possible way of maintaining health and ensuring that your body is in good enough shape to fight off an infection. It's a lot better for avoiding such illnesses than huddling indoors with other people, which is, of course, one reason why we get epidemics of respiratory illnesses in the winter rather than the summer. It's to do with staying indoors in the winter and not getting enough fresh air, exercise and sunshine and huddling up with other people a lot. Now, the question is, if I knew this, are we to suppose that the government did not? Did they really not know that the official advice might perhaps be flawed? What about all those advertisements telling people that old folks should leave their windows open in the middle of winter? Anybody think that that might backfire? Pneumonia springs to mind. This is all thrown into sharp relief, of course, by the news that a meta-study which strongly suggests that vitamin D deficiency was more prevalent in those who died of COVID or were admitted to intensive care units has now been published. Where do we get vitamin D from? Well, some comes from our food, but the greater part is synthesized in our bodies by the action of sunlight on the skin. Sunlight, of course, also kills lots of germs, so anybody coughing out viruses or bacteria on a sunny day can be pretty sure that these will soon be killed. Ultraviolet light sterilizes things. The case is quite different indoors. If you cough out loads of germs indoors out of the sun, they're likely to survive longer and infect people. Here is a genuine question. Did anybody in the medical establishment remember all this at the time of the lockdowns? OK, they had dismissed the idea that vitamin D could help protect against this infection, but it honestly looks as though the measures so strictly enforced by the police, among others, could almost have been designed to produce a deficit of that very useful vitamin. I remember walking in Epping Forest during the lockdown and encountering police cars and foot patrols every 5 minutes. They were stopping people on a bright sunny day and advising them to go straight home and stay indoors. This was, by the way, the only time I recollect seeing officers patrolling on foot in this district. I saw the same thing in Regent's Park, with 3 officers at a time walking along the paths and approaching people flying kites or sitting on the grass. Always the message was the same: get out of the fresh air and sunshine and stay cooped up indoors. Assuming that this was not part of some plan to try and produce a vitamin D deficiency in the general population, which seems unlikely, why on earth were the police behaving in such an irrational fashion?